America's free market, exceptional work ethic, and innovative spirit have made us the most prosperous nation in the world. Today, however, the federal government, through excessive taxation, regulation, and mandates, and a ballooning national debt, threatens the foundation of our prosperity. Quite simply, our federal government's current fiscal path is completely unsustainable. We have an enormous amount of debt, and too much of that debt is held by foreign nations who have anything but America's best interest at heart. Instead of seriously addressing this looming fiscal crisis, too many of our elected leaders have instead spent their time fighting to bring home the bacon. But there is a silver lining to this dark cloud. The American people are engaging with their votes and voices to say enough is enough. I'm proud to have been a longtime supporter of the common sense ideas found in the Roadmap for America, a comprehensive plan to pull us back from the debt cliff and put us on the path to prosperity. Meaningful tax reform has to be our #1 priority. We can no longer afford to play with an unintelligible 70,000-page tax code riddled with loopholes and giveaways. South Carolina and the nation deserve a simplified tax structure and immediate broad-based tax cuts that will encourage investment, help families save, and fuel long-term economic growth. And we must make sure we can afford to keep the promises like Social Security and Medicare that we've already made to American seniors. The first step towards protecting Social Security is to stop the raid and ensure that Social Security tax dollars are only used to pay workers hard-earned retirement benefits and not spent on other government programs. For the last 3 years, I've offered a Stop the Raid amendment to the annual budget resolution. We must also create a new generation of savers and investors, allowing ownership of personal Social Security savings accounts. This would allow workers to accumulate wealth that can pay for retirement and be passed on to their children and grandchildren. After a lifetime of work, retirees deserve the dignity of controlling their own retirement instead of living month to month, relying on the government to give them a check for money that they've already earned. And we must secure Medicare for current beneficiaries while making common sense reforms to save this critical program. 77 million baby boomers will soon reach retirement, bankrupting the program as it's currently structured. Any reform legislation must give individuals control over how they spend their health care dollars in order to rein in explosive health care costs, but also to allow for increased access for more personalized and efficient care. We cannot hand the next generation a broken promise that forces them to accept higher taxes, crushing benefit cuts, and crippling debt. For the greatest generation to Generation Y, Americans must know that their government will keep the promises it has made.